what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee's brewing, you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in to TV8's Good Morning Vail for this December 26th edition. I cannot believe how close we already are to the new year. Now some of the holidays have passed, and it's a great time to just relax a little bit and enjoy all of the festivities that have come and are slowly making their way back out. But like I said, we are less than a week away from it being 2023, which absolutely blows my mind. I hope everyone had a great holiday season and that you enjoyed some family time. Hopefully you got up on the mountain yesterday. That's one of my family's biggest traditions, is to go skiing or riding on Christmas, and so that's what we like to do together as a group. And I now know that my mom is very relieved because our little elf on the shelf, who was extremely naughty this year, has made his way back to the North Pole, and we cannot wait to see him next year. So from me, my family, and everyone here at TV8, Christmas, we'll see you next year on Christmas. That's our elf on the shelf's name. I hope that you've had a wonderful weekend, and I cannot wait to spend this Monday morning with you. So let's talk about the great things that we have coming up in the show. Of course, we're going to be giving you a look at that local weather forecast, and then we're going to introduce you to some great companies that you may really enjoy. One that's going to help you protect your ski gear and be sustainable to the environment. Then we're going to talk about a new spa that maybe you need to go visit down in Eagle, and some great other things. So make sure that you stay tuned for the next hour of Good Morning Vail. Of course, we're going to give you a look at that weather forecast and that lens of the day so that you're prepared to get out on the mountain today. But right now, let's take a look at that weather.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring or fall. Your home in the Rockies has it all, y'all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee is brewing and you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
I don't know about you, but all of my ski stuff gets so dirty so quickly, and I think it's because I have absolutely no spatial awareness. So I like bump into the side of my car and I rub my jacket on things, and it's always getting so dirty. Well, there's a great way that protects the environment that you can wash your gear, and that's with Toco. Not only can you wash your gear, but you can also wax your skis like the professionals and be environmentally friendly while you do so. So let's introduce you to Toco. One of my favorite things in the entire world is getting out and enjoying the snow and our beautiful mountains. But when you think about that, you don't always think about the wax on your skis or the things that you're using to protect your clothing and how it could have an impact on the environment. Well, Toco has taken a lot of steps forward to make that not a thing, where we're protecting our environment but enjoying it to the fullest. And I've got Ian Harvey joining us to give us some more information on how they came up with this incredible product. Thank you so much for joining us, Ian.
Thanks for having me.
I am so excited. We're getting so close to ski season finally being here. The snow is falling. We're seeing a lot of precipitation here. And so as we get closer and closer, you think about that water runoff that comes in the springtime. And I have never thought about what my ski wax could do to the environment.
Yeah, that's been a topic that has been really prevalent lately. The fluorine in wax is proven to contaminate to a small extent water tables and so on. So the ski industry has taken steps to eradicate that problem.
which is something that you guys are really focused on. And so as we're talking about the differences in ski wax, let's talk about the difference in just performance wax and then something that would go into like a professional ski racer's wax and how your product can do both.
Yeah, so fluorine or fluorocarbons has been a staple for race waxes for many years now, since the mid 80s. And that's been the problem child for the ski industry and wax and the environment. We've had a project for about 10 years now. We've been trying to find alternative substances that work very well instead of fluorine to replace it, you could say. We've come up with a strategy. We call it triple X, but basically there's an anti-static element, there's a durability or hardener element, and then there's a hydrophobic and super slippery element. And those three elements combine to call what we call in Toco world triple X. And we've tested hundreds of different substances for each one of those elements, and then in different proportions. And we've come up with some waxes that have been testing on the World Cup. We tested in the World Cup last year in every discipline and every venue, and they've been parallel or quite close to the fluorinated race waxes of the past. So we're very excited about that, both because of the environment and also because of the waxers themselves. We all are waxers, and then in principle because we all love and enjoy the outdoors as much as anyone else.
Well, and it's really important. A lot of people don't understand how often they should be waxing their ski gear or their snowboard gear, and especially because you want to treat that base like you would treat your skin with that porous base. You want to do it while it's warm, you want to get it to set in there, and then you want to just like lightly remove that thick coating on it. And so if people are going to use your product, how often do you recommend that they wax their equipment?
So the way I look at it, that's more of a personal standards decision. Or we make there was a study done about 20 years ago worldwide, especially in Europe in the Alps, and they ascertained that about 5% of the people actually wax their own skis, hot wax their own skis. And so once we ascertained that, then we decided we need to make waxing easier for people. So we have a whole line of waxes that are liquid spray-ons and liquid rub-ons, as well as solid rub-ons, not just hot waxes. And that's for the other 95% to make it easier for them and more affordable for them as well. So we have the whole broadband of easy to apply waxes to hot waxes to race waxes, etc.
Which is incredible because a lot of things that people don't know about getting their skis waxed is there's a different color for the different temperatures. So you kind of have to switch your wax as you're switching maybe what you're doing, where you're going, the skiing, the terrain, and all of that. And so you guys offer all of those different products, correct?
Yeah, and that's a really important point, because if you want to have your skis turn the way you want them to, as well as slide the way you want them to, you need to have wax that's appropriately arranged or appropriate for the conditions. And a hard wax such as blue it minimizes dry friction from cold. So it basically makes the skis slide where there's no free moisture in the snow, where you just have very hard, sharp crystals. It makes the base harder than the PTEX material. Whereas the other extreme would be yellow, and that's very hydrophobic. It's greasy and hydrophobic, and it's very water repellent, which is what hydrophobic means. And so the properties of the wax are very different. And when you hot wax, you change the properties of your ski base to accommodate the factors in the snow that need to be neutralized to make the skis both slide well and turn well.
Which I think is so important for people to understand. This is one of my favorite analogies that I grew up using in the ski industry, as I'm a product of working in the ski shops, being raised in the ski shops, is you treat your skis the way you treat your skin. And so your skis are just as porous as your face is. If you take an ice cube and rub it on your face, it's not going to feel as great, but if you put like a thick coating of lotion on there and then you rub it on there, you're not going to feel it as much.
I think that's an appropriate analogy. Yeah, I would agree with that.
That's the one that my father always taught me. Now, shifting gears a little bit from the skis, you guys also help people keep things and like clothing and boots and whatever it is waterproof, and that way it stays good through the winter seasons as well without putting those harsh chemicals into the environment.
So yeah, Toco makes a product line called Toco Care Line. Care Line is a line of detergents and waterproofers for technical apparel, or like backpacks, tents, etc., for an equipment. None of the products, of course, have fluorine or anything like that in them, but they perform very well. Our our advantages, for example, the one you just showed there is Eco Tech Wash, textile wash. That product has no phosphates in it, no harsh enzymes. It's completely renewable raw resources and materials from raw resources. And another thing about that is it's very concentrated. The market leading product in this category is 1/5 as concentrated as this product, the textile wash. And that's significant because it also means 1/5 the bottles, 1/5 the boxes, 1/5 the amount of trucks and gas used to distribute, and so on. So it's not just less expensive because of its concentration, but it's more eco-friendly. Other than that, the products are comparable. But that's a key point, I think.
That is a key point, and especially as you're going to use that kind of tech wash to get everything nice and dialed in for the ski season. I know that my gear could definitely use a solid wash, but one of the things that I'm most worried about is the more times you wash it, the more you're going to damage that waterproof coating, and to have a product like this is so important, and especially as we're gearing up for the winter.
So that's true. The product we just talked about, Eco Textile Wash, also has less enzymes in it, which eradicates DWR coatings, the durable water resistant coatings, as well as it creates wear on the apparel where you see colors fading. But we do make a product called Eco Textile Proof, and that is how you can restore the water resistant layer of outerwear while also keeping it breathable. A lot of people don't realize that you apply, or you want your outer layer to be water resistant for two reasons. One is to stay dry, of course, but the second one is if that outer layer becomes saturated with water, then the garment is no longer breathable. And you get that garbage bag effect, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
So using an Eco Textile Wash is textile proof is very important.
And you guys create all of these products, which makes it nice and convenient. So if people would like to shop your products, that way they can bring everything home with them, from the waxes to the washes to just everything that they can do. What's the best way for them to find you guys?
So we're in a lot of local dealers, but different dealers carry different product categories. So the most universal way to do that is to go to tocous.com. There we've got every single product that we make.
And that way people can just shop online, get it delivered to their door, and especially if they're like maybe traveling a lot right now, which a lot of people are now that we're in that slower season. And then one other thing, if people want to follow you guys on social media, can they do that?
Yeah, tocous.com and TocoUS on Instagram, Facebook, etc. One point about the TocoUS and local dealers, which is very important to me, and I think most of us, is we have a system where if a person purchase a product on tocous.com, local dealers, we have a system to accommodate this. Local dealers have the opportunity to claim and fulfill that order if they have the product. So it's kind of the best of both worlds, where you have every product we make and local dealers have the opportunity to claim and fill that order.
Which makes it nice and convenient, and especially if someone's out and about already running errands, they go online, they buy it, and then maybe they can just stop by and grab it right there at one of their local dealers, or that's a great way for them to just track that product down right here locally.
Yep, exactly.
Ian, thank you so much for taking the time chatting with us, and then thanks for all of the hard work that you guys put in to help protect the environment. We want to see this snow keep coming, and this is a great way, one of those steps that you can take to continue to see that snow keep coming.
Well, I think just living responsibly is the best step we can take. We all love winter and winter snow sports, and I think it's in our best interest to live accordingly, to respect the environment, and to support those products and organizations that respect the environment.
100%, and we're so grateful that you guys are doing just that with all of your incredible products.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Make sure that if you are getting ready for ski season and you need to get your gear nice and waxed, that you're using this incredible product. That way you're just being a little bit more eco-friendly as you move forward. And then, of course, take care of your gear in the best way possible by using the best product possible. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show. Perfect. Thank you.
Cool. That was great.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
One of the many places that you can come and enjoy is Grill on the Gore, and I'm standing here with Executive Chef John Zavarol. Thank you so much for meeting me this morning.
No problem.
You guys have a very delicious soup buffet, and you personally bring all of these soups to life and create them with love.
I do. We just kind of do assorted soups and stuff like that. We have the signature chili, of course, which Chris mentioned, and then we try to do like a vegetarian option and some sort of protein type soup. So chicken noodle, and we'll mix it up too. Some of it's my heritage, like chicken wild rice is a Minnesotan soup, roasted butternut squash as well. We'll do some wintry soups like the butternut squash. I think we have a loaded baked potato coming up as well, and then also a French onion later this week.
Which is so amazing, and to just have that never-changing cycle of soups makes it a ton of fun to just come explore and see what you guys are offering per each day. So you kind of have an extensive background in being a chef and one of the many fabulous chefs here in our community. Now you're the executive chef here. So what brought you here?
Honestly, a movie called Out Cold and snowboarding. I wanted to cook, so I went to the local art in Blue, Minneapolis, St. Paul after high school. Came out here to do my externship at the Wildflower in 2006. Worked at the Wildflower, Kachina for about 5 years. Went up to the 10th after that. And then I was a chef at Tuscanini for about 4 to 5 years.
Which means that you're bringing the best of the best to the table here at Grill on the Gourd. Now, as you're going through and kind of changing the soups, what inspires you each day to make that new soup?
I'm just trying to see what's in season, stuff like that, different ingredients, maybe play around a little bit too. Somebody mentioned like a hot and sour soup. I did that I've never made one before, so I made one a couple days ago, and it came out awesome, and everybody loved it, so.
One of your big things that you guys do here is you try to locally source a lot of your product, meaning that you're bringing a lot of the things from a lot of the great places that we know here in Colorado.
That's correct. I do like the Zuppa Toscana today as Italian sausage from a local place down in Denver, and then we also have local bison and stuff like that, whatever I can get my hands on, really.
Which I think is such a cool thing that makes you guys stand out so much, because it's really cool when you know exactly where the food is coming from. That way you know you're getting the best quality of food possible. Now, you've been here for a little bit of time, correct?
Correct. I started June 21.
Which is amazing. And how do you like being here with this amazing view?
Oh, it's great. I mean, views, you can't match those views. Golf course during the summertime and stuff like that, which we have expanded menu. So we'll run from like 11 to 7. Lots of like comfort foods, burgers, chicken sandwiches, salads, soups as well. So.
All of the good stuff. Now, if people are interested in coming and seeing what soups of the day that you guys have, because you're always on that constant rotation, except for your signature bison chili, where can they find you, and what are your hours of operation right now?
I actually post the soups daily on Facebook, on the Nordic Center page, and then also you can give the Nordic Center a call, because usually they'll know ahead of time what soups we'll have when you come in as well. There's a little poster board that tells which soups of the day are.
And you can always tell when you get your hands on a good cup of soup based on if it's made with love, and I feel like you love what you do, so all of your food is made with love.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the seasoning and stuff like that, usually I'll make sure to taste everything before it goes out, so.
That is incredible. Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and thank you for bringing everyone this nice, warm addition to their bellies on the regular.
Thank you.
Make sure that you come check out the Grill on the Gourd, because it has a beautiful location, great food, and an amazing executive chef. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring or fall, you're home in the rocket that has it all, y'all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee is brewing and you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Lens of the Day is brought to you by Eyepieces of Vail and Goggle Bar, serving the Vail Valley for over 30 years.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. This is my favorite time of the morning because I love getting to nerd out about anything to do with ski stuff. And right now I've got such a great collection of goggles in front of me because I think it's so important that you have the right protection, I guess is my correct word, for your eyes when you're out there on the slopes. So I've got the Smith 4D Mag series in front of me. I've got the 4D Mag S, which is the smaller of the two frames, being more of a women's specific frame, just giving it that more narrow fit to your face. Then I've just got the classic Smith 4D Mag. Now the reason that I chose this goggle is because it's a magnet system, it comes with two lenses, and it all uses the ChromaPop technology. And what that does is it allows the colors to be enhanced while you're out there on the slopes, therefore making it easier for you to see, and especially if that light changes at all. But it's super easy to change your goggle lens, so let's show you how to do it. And that way maybe you want to grab yourself a pair of these. On those days when it's nice and sunny out, you want this darker lens in there. But then on those days when we start to see some cloud coverage, you're going to put this lighter lens in there. So let's just say that we need that lens for today for that cloud coverage. You're just going to put these little levers down, pull that goggle lens right out, super easy, get this one close, let it snap in. You want to make sure that it lines up perfectly in that frame, and then you'll just shut the little levers, and that's as much as it takes to change this goggle lens, making it super easy, super convenient for you out there on the slopes. Now another really cool fact about these goggles is they call them the 4D Mag. Obviously we just showed you the magnet part of it, but the 4D part is it has this curved lens down here at the bottom, and you can see that. That gives you a deeper bird's eye view, depth of field, meaning that you're going to see a lot better as you're out there on the slopes. And so this is a great way to really enhance your peripheral vision and that bird eye view vision right below you. So this is the bigger of the two frames. They're super nice, super convenient. Like I said, easy to change that lens. So one more time, all you have to do is push these little levers down. And then once they're down, you pull out that frame. Once you get that lens out of that frame, then you just place your new lens in, make sure that it sits flush with the frame, and then lock that in place, and that is all it takes to change your goggle lens, which makes it super convenient when you're out there. Now some tips and tricks to take care of your goggles and make them have a longer lifespan is when you're done skiing, you don't want to leave your goggles on the top of your helmet. The reason for that is if there's any moisture, so let's say you were out there, you maybe sweat a little bit, maybe you were knee deep in powder and you were getting those beautiful face shots that we all love to see. Well, that precipitation in your goggle lens will sit in this foam, and that's why that foam is there, is to help keep that off of your skin and also to help ventilate the goggle. But if you keep that on top of your helmet and it stays compressed, then it's going to make the lifespan of the foam a lot shorter, and then that foam will start to disintegrate over time. So the best thing that you can do is once you're done skiing completely, you're home, you're taking all your gear off, or you're at your hotel, wherever you are, taking your gear off, make sure that you take your goggles off of your helmet, make sure that they're nice and dry. Now if there's any moisture on the inside of the goggle lens, there's an anti-fog coating that's on the inside of this goggle lens. You do not want to wipe that away. It is literally treated to the lens, so you can't even actually see it. But you don't want to wipe that away, because once you wipe that away, there's no way to put something as high quality as what came out of the factory back into this goggle lens. So if you do have moisture in there, we recommend that you take your goggle lens off, that you allow that to air dry in its own time, and then of course if you have some water spots, you can lightly buff those out, but you just don't want to wipe that moisture away because it will take away that anti-fog coating. Also, if you leave your goggles on your helmet, it's going to stretch out your band. Now, of course, there are ways to tighten the band, but after so long, then the band just starts to get really loose, very elastic, and really uncomfortable and hard to have on your helmet. So just make sure that you're taking proper care of your equipment, and that way it'll last you quite some time. I've been lucky enough to have so many pairs of the same goggles because my dad was the one who taught me all of these care tips for your equipment, so just make sure you're taking care of it. You can go to any one of the 6 Eyepieces convenient locations. Now they've got 3 in Vail, 1 in Edwards, 1 in Beaver Creek, and 1 in Lions Head, so make sure that you go check any of them out. We highly recommend that you stop by the Goggle Bar if you want to get your hands on some great gear. We want to thank Eyepieces for bringing you this Lens of the Day report this morning. Get out there and have a great day, everyone.
Nice job.
Talking.
That was like almost 5. 4.5.
Perfect. Really making your timing work out better for this Monday show.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
We're going to take a look back at an interview that I had the opportunity to do when Birds of Prey was in town. Now, Ryan Cochran-Siegel is one of our mini U.S. ski team athletes, and he's absolutely fantastic. Now, he's had some interesting races throughout the season, but it's always really cool when we get the chance to meet them. So we're going to show you and introduce you to Ryan in case you missed it the first time. Welcome back to the show. We're sitting here at the beautiful Gravity House, and we're going to talk about some very special things here. Alps and Meters, which is a clothing line that you're going to want to get your hands on, and we have one of their fabulous ambassadors with us, Ryan Cochran-Siegel. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So you're here for Birds of Prey, which
Yep.
is really exciting because this is one of the few stops on the North American tour.
Yeah, I mean, I think as Americans, we always love being here. It's kind of our home race, and we have some good history, so it'll be an exciting weekend.
And now you're an ambassador for this incredible company behind us, and you can see the apparel is so nice. And so what is Alps and Meters, and what makes it stand out against some of the other luxury brands?
Yeah, so I think, Alps and Meters is based in traditional alpine wear. You want to wear it on the hill and off the hill, having that functionality. And it's really just about storytelling both, the pieces that are made and I think the people that are a part of the brand. And it's been a really fun ride to be a part of.
And so what made you decide to partner with them, and what do you love specifically about them as a brand?
I think as a ski racer, we're kind of just so zoned in on like being in training venues, being in race courses, and I think Alps and Meters they've allowed me to really express myself outside of that. I think it's a lot of timeless pieces and, really into that like cozy après style and wear that you get to wear off the hill. I also enjoy skiing on the hill too when I'm, out free skiing and whatnot. But it's for those that like to have fun and like to look good while doing it.
Which I think is definitely what this brand captures as a whole. And so if people are looking to find the brand inside Gravity House, what line can they find?
Yeah, so they have the High West line, which is really just for kind of ski culture in the Rockies. Really, it's about, the cultures of Park City or Jackson or places like Vail, where skiing is so rooted in the culture in these towns and, being kind of true to that look and then also having a unique perspective as well.
And so why would you recommend that people in Vail come in and get their hands on this amazing apparel?
I think it's the versatility. I think you look good when you're wearing it. It's super cozy, like this sweater is very nice. But then it's also when you can bring it out on the hill and, it's that dual function of looking good while skiing, getting some cool, cute photos out there, and then coming in and, having a beer with your friends.
Which I was looking through some of the apparel, and having down, especially as we've been seeing those cooler temperatures, it makes all of the difference out there on the mountain. So let's shift gears a little bit. We're here in Gravity House. There's some great amenities. We were kind of going through some of them earlier. The yoga here is amazing. And is that something that you practice pretty regularly with your sport?
I don't practice it enough. Honestly, it was a goal of mine to do it more regularly. But I love yoga. I think I'm not a very flexible person, so I'm incredibly challenged when I do it, but I always feel amazing when I walk out. And I think it's so good for your body to get moving, to be pushed in certain ways, and it's a healthy aspect of a good lifestyle.
And then here in the Gravity House, so many amenities. Not only do they have the yoga, but they have the state-of-the-art dry land where you can get down there and you can really train for maybe some big upcoming races.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool dynamic. I think it gives you, everything you need as both an athlete and I think just a general, active person.
And then you can top it off with the amazing restaurant that they have here, which is Slope Room, which is just right upstairs. It has delicious food, and their big thing is being more sustainable and friendlier to our environment.
Yeah, and it sounds like it's, direct farm to, the table you're sitting at. And I think being able to have that connection and understanding where your food is coming from is, I think, so critical, especially, as we progress as a society going forward. We need to be very conscious of, the habits we're taking part in and what we're doing as people, because it has a huge impact in the future.
It does have a huge impact. Now, let's talk a little bit about the snow conditions right now, because you ran some gates earlier, you did some training, now the big competition is right around the corner. Anything that you're nervous for as you're gearing up to ski for the Xfinity Birds of Cup?
It's funny, in the start today, sometimes I get nervous, sometimes I don't. I don't know if it was what I ate. I was like definitely feeling something in my stomach. But that being said, I think I'm just looking forward to a fun weekend. They usually do an incredible job preparing the slope, and it's a really cool track to ski. Whether you've been to Birds of Prey or not, or Beaver Creek, it's definitely a track to kind of witness and see how we ski down it. So looking forward to having a lot of fun. I think, hopefully praying for good weather.
Right.
But yeah, it'll be a cool experience.
And now let's talk a little bit about your long-term career. So what is the biggest challenge that you faced thus far in your career?
That's a good question. I think as an athlete, injury is always kind of, present, and I think we've all come back from different injuries. So, I've had a pretty bad knee injury. I had a neck injury 2 seasons ago too. So it's kind of, battling that willingness to push your body beyond, your comfort zone. And the times when I've been skiing the fastest is, when I'm in that zone. So in order to have success, you really do have to put yourself out there, but that always comes with risks and consequences as well. So
it's always those give or take moments where you're like, this could be really bad if something goes wrong, but I'm so confident in where I am that's when you are striving. And now, what are some of the biggest successes that you've seen throughout your career?
I mean, on the results page, I've had a few good ones. I was able to win a World Cup in the 2021 season. I just came off an Olympic medal in Beijing as well. Those are definitely the highlights from, non-results based. I think it's just the feeling and the idea I have of when my best skiing is, and those experiences too, that I think will further help me continue to have success.
And now, as we're looking forward for the rest of the season, anything else besides Beaver Creek that you're really looking forward to on your tour that you're going to be doing?
I would say I enjoy skiing every venue we go to. There are definitely ones that are kind of in, a little bit more important to me, or I guess highlighted, Bormio. We have races in Italy right after Christmas, and it's a fun hill. I've definitely had some good success there. And then moving into January, the World Cup Classics with Kitzbühel and Wengen. And then last, we have World Championships in Courchevel. So there's a lot of races, and every week's important, but some stick out more than others.
Which is so incredible. And then, of course, you have some big inspirations and some big sponsors that have gotten you to the point that you're at now. So is there anyone that you want to say thank you to?
Yeah, I mean, first off, probably Alpecimbra. They've given me a lot of support these last 3 seasons. My main equipment sponsor, Head Skis and Boots, they provide the service and the equipment that I need to send it down the hill fast. I should shout out to my cousins, Untapped, my personal maple syrup provider. And then Smith Optics, actually, they've been huge in the last few years too. So I think I really hope I'm not missing anyone else. It's a good list. Erica?
It is a solid.
Swix, yeah, my pulse supplier, and ASP. They, keep me pushing down the hill fast. And I think also Wintersteger. The last 2 seasons we've been partnered, and the support that all of these brands gives, I think, it helps me kind of go out the start and feel supported and allow myself to go out there and ski fast.
Now, my favorite question to ask any and every athlete that we have the chance to talk to is, if you could give yourself as a younger version one piece of advice, what would it have been?
I think focus on the aspects that you're best at and rely as little as possible on what other skiers are doing. I think to develop the best skier that you can be, it's really keying on those little things that you do well, and really just building upon that. I think it's also really hard in competitive sports. You're always trying to compare yourself to others, and really when it's all said and done, it's so much more important about the work you're doing to yourself and what that's building.
Which I think is so important, and I think it's so important that all the young athletes of the world, and especially those that are maybe getting into ski racing, hear that, because it is such a highly competitive sport, and you are standing on some of the biggest stages in the world. You've got eyes on you from every angle, and so to just sit back and enjoy your sport and remember that it's you on that snow and get out there and just try your hardest is really important.
Absolutely, and have fun.
and have so much fun, especially when the snow is good, but not ruining the race conditions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ryan, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us, giving us all this great information, and sharing one of your newest partnership deals with us.
Thank you, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Make sure that you come in to Gravity House and you check out the incredible collection of clothing in here, because you're going to want to get your hands on it. I know I've been eyeballing that jacket since we sat down. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. The holiday season is definitely still kind of upon us, especially with New Year's right around the corner. Well, something that I think everyone should do for themselves right now, and especially if you've had a hectic holiday season, is relax a little bit. There's a great way to do that with the Natural Balance Spa. They're new to Eagle, and they're doing such a fantastic job, and so maybe this will inspire you to treat yourself this holiday season. Let's take a look. If you are looking for a great way to relax, well, there's a new place for you to do so here in Eagle, and that's at the Natural Balance Spa. And I'm standing here with the owner, Jessica Johnson. Thank you so much for meeting me.
Thank you.
It smells amazing in here. I'm always going to start with that, because the ambiance, when you walk into a spa, you want it to start to just like help you calm down, and that's exactly what this space does. And if people are interested in coming in and getting any of your amazing services, what services do you guys offer?
So my most unique facial that I offer is the facial soundscapes. It uses tuning forks to use sound vibration to really relax the whole mind, body, really helps to lift and firm the skin, helps with puffiness around the eye area. Yeah, it's a really wonderful treatment. I also offer a Regenerate facial that uses nano infusion to infuse serums and products deeper into the skin. So you really get great results with that as well.
And when you do something like the nano infusion, how do you get that to infuse into your skin?
So it's a pen that I use, and it has a silicone head that creates microchannels into the skin, so that product can allow to go into the skin.
Which is so nice, and especially as we were just talking, we're kind of in that weird phase in the weather where we're waking up and it's 37 degrees outside, but then by mid-afternoon it's highs in the 70s, and so sometimes skin is having a hard time. Mine is. I have dermatitis and it's not thrilled, and so I feel like something where I could really get those channels open and get that serum in there would help a lot.
Absolutely, yes, for sure. And using good home care product always helps as well. Sometimes in the wintertime we need to change up our products and use something a little bit heavier and more hydrating for the skin. So yeah, all of those ways can really help.
Well, and it's really important that people start to take care of their skin now, because we're getting so close to winter time, but also we've had such a long and busy summer, a lot of sunshine, some harsh conditions here and there with some smoke and just some of the things that we've seen, and so it's important that people are taking care of their skin and also taking care of their body.
Absolutely. The main thing is wearing sunscreen all year long. In Colorado, we're out in the sun all the time. So really keeping that skin protected, using your antioxidants, and yeah, just try and stay as hydrated as we can here in Colorado.
Which is really important. And so what are some of the other services that you offer besides just these incredible facials that people can come in here and get?
I do facials and waxing. So I do all kinds of body waxing, face, bikini, everything.
You name it. I'm going to need some help on these ridiculously large eyebrows of mine. I'll come see you about that later. You guys have a great lineup of products as well behind us. So let's talk a little bit about this company specifically and why you like them so much.
So Ultraceuticals is a product line out of Australia. I chose the line from Australia because they have higher standards of what they can or can't put in their products. So it is a cosmeceutical line, so it's very result driven. They have a wide range of products for anywhere from sensitive skin to help with acneic skin, a lot of vitamin C, some vitamin A to really help restore the skin and anti-age.
Which, I mean, it's important when you're buying your products that you know what's going into them. And one of my biggest things is I'm a clean beauty freak, so I will not buy any products tested on animals. And they have harsher beauty regulations in that department than a country like us, which makes it really nice because then you know you're getting the good stuff.
Correct, and they do not test on any animals as well. So yeah, it's a wonderful product.
Which I love when no one tests on animals because I'm a freak about the animals. Now, if people are interested in coming in, you guys also do some really cool light masks that I was looking at earlier?
Yes, so I do an LED light treatment. It is through LightStem, and during a couple of treatments with the Regenerate facial, I do it, and it is a dome that goes over your face. The red light helps with fine lines and wrinkles, so it's really great for that. I also do retail the home care that you can take it home with you and use them at home to continue helping with the anti-aging.
Which is something that's so convenient that you can get your hands on here, bring it home, and then continue these treatments, especially if you're someone who's on the go all the time. Now, if people are interested in buying this as a gift for someone, like maybe just a treatment, and they're like, hey, you've been working really hard, or you've been going nonstop with the kiddos, so I got you this present, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you guys?
Absolutely. They can go onto my website, www.naturalbalancespa.co. You can book appointments on there, you can book gift certificates through there, or you can call me, 970-390-0672, and I can get that for you as well. And also, I was going to say with the red light, I do a lunchtime facial, so if you only have 30 minutes, you don't have a lot of time, I can do a quick 30-minute facial. It includes that red light as well, so you're getting that anti-aging.
Which is so incredible. And so you guys are very conveniently located here in Eagle. Can you tell people where you guys can be found?
Yes, it is 200 Capitol Street in Eagle, Colorado. I'm inside the Black Bear building, up the stairs in the second door on the left.
If you're in Eagle and you are experiencing maybe the need to get your skin nice and toned and cleaned, well, you guys have an exciting event coming up as well.
Yes, we do. It is the grand opening event. We're going to be doing a ribbon cutting. It is Wednesday, October 5th from 11 to 3 p.m. We're going to have mocktails, masks. We're going to be doing mini treatments. If you want to sign up for that, you can call and book your reservations. We're going to be giving a little free giveaways as well, and it's going to be fun to check out the spa.
Jessica, thank you so much for all this great information, for taking the time, spending it with us this morning, and then, of course, she gave me great tips and tricks on how I can care for my temperamental skin.
Thank you so much.
Make sure that if you're in the area, you come check out this incredible spa. Not only is it going to help your skin feel better, but it's going to help you feel better in your skin. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show, so stay tuned.
Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
Get up, get ready to start your day. The mountains are calling you out to play. Come on, we'll make you feel right at home. Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring or fall, you're home in the rocket that has it all, y'all. So get up, get ready to start your day. The coffee is brewing and you're on your way. The fun is waiting outside your door. Good morning, Vail. Good morning, Vail.
That's going to do it for this Monday edition of Good Morning Vail. We want to thank you all so much for tuning in. We love what we do here, and we love bringing you so much content throughout our community. If you have any great ideas that you would like to see, or any businesses that you would like to see make their way to Good Morning Vail, make sure that you reach out to us, and always follow us on social media, because we always have a lot of fun things taking place there. Now, Good Morning Vail has expanded, and we've got a Good Day Vail show, allowing you to get fully in the know with the community and help you really just make yourself feel more at home here. That way you can know about so many of the great activities that we have going on. So make sure that you tune in Monday through Thursday after Good Morning Vail. It plays right at 8 a.m. and there's always something to learn on Good Day Vail. We want to thank you so much for tuning into this Monday edition. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow for a live Tuesday edition of Good Morning Vail. We'll be here from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. and of course we cannot wait to spend your Tuesday morning with you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning, Vail. See what lies in store for you. There's so many things to see and do. Summer, winter, spring, or fall. You're home in the rock.